of Regents unanimously approved a $450 million renovation plan for Memorial Stadium Thursday. Nebraska's athletic director says his plans to modernize Memorial Stadium would last a century, with the south part of the stadium getting a complete makeover that would include widened aisles, a 360-degree main-level concourse, and upgrades that comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act. But the plan wasn't approved without some concerns.
We do want to open the discussion of what the stadium's future could look like for Huskers and for Nebraska's fans. And with a project of this scope, I think it's very important that we don't rush.
The project will be paid for equally between private funds and other funding sources, including up to $50 million from the university's internal lending program.
We're on your side tonight. The new